The Little Match Girl. Hans Christian Andersen (1805–1875) was a Danish author of fairy tales. Published in 1845, The Little Match Girl uses the poverty and social inequality brought on by the Industrial Revolution, as well as the loneliness of a child who has lost her family, as its central motifs. Andersen himself endured a harsh and impoverished childhood, and his sensitivity to cold, hunger, hope, and death is powerfully reflected in this tale. Set on the night before Christmas in a city gripped by winter's chill, the story of the little girl who cannot turn to anyone for help conveys themes of compassion, prayer, and the preciousness of even the smallest light. It was a cold New Year's Eve. A poor little girl, trembling, stood in a street corner, clutching a bundle of matches in her cold little hands. All she wanted was to sell just one more box. She was hungry. Her feet were freezing, and she cried out with a quivering voice, "Matches for sale, please buy a box." But the busy people hurrying past did not stop. Even those entering the grand town hall did not notice her. The girl crept away from the crowd and huddled in a small recess in the wall. Suddenly, she felt a glow of warmth beyond that tall wall. She struck one match and held it aloft. Instantly, a cozy room appeared before her, with a great fireplace blazing. The red-hot flames seemed to embrace her with gentle warmth. "How warm and lovely this is," she whispered, kneeling and warming her hands. But the flames sputtered out, and the cold night air returned. She struck another match. Now a splendid feast gleamed before her, fragrant loaves of bread, juicy fruits, and a steaming bowl of soup. She reached out to touch the table's edge, but the vision vanished and left only the bitter cold. With a third match, a magnificent Christmas tree appeared, glimmering with lights and ornaments, and she heard the sound of merry laughter all around. But she had no place among the revelers. It felt like a distant dream. One by one, she struck match after match. She saw a soft bed covered in blankets. She heard her grandmother's gentle voice. Each vision was more beautiful than the last, but as each flickered out, the night grew colder still. At last, she held the very last match in her trembling fingers. She struck it, and the blaze shone brighter and larger than ever. In its light, her kind old grandmother appeared. "You've been so brave," the grandmother said, taking the girl's hand. In that warm, radiant light, they smiled at each other, and the girl was filled with a joy she could not put into words. When morning came, people on their way to the market found the little girl lying frozen in the snow, still clutching her matches. But when they looked at her, they saw a faint smile upon her lips. She felt no more cold. She was at last reunited forever with her beloved grandmother. Thank you for watching.